Welcome back to another episode of Lucid Daily, the #1 source for Lucid information on a daily basis. Today we'll be going over exactly what went on with Lucid and the stock and the company and a couple of outside reviews. So let's go ahead and get started. What I meant by outside reviews is Kevin actually just posted his Lucid review, and I was actually trying to get this video up before he posted it, but he posted it while I was getting this video ready. So we'll go ahead and talk about that as well. He did tweet out right before he posted that his Lucid Air Dream Edition steering completely failed and just got towed. Pulled it out of the garage, not while on the road, thankfully. This is unrelated to the recall per Lucid. My unit is number 214, delivered January 25th, 2022. No other major issues otherwise. Review going on YouTube now. And I did just want to, he did a 40-minute review. I did not think it was going to be that long. He did a great job, and I was actually very impressed with how he conducted the interview and the things that he said. And I do just want to watch the last 2 minutes of his interview that he kind of summarized everything and put it together. I want to listen to that with you guys just in case you don't want to watch the 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and listen to that now.
The Lucid Air Dream Edition. You know they've taken a lot of inspiration from Tesla, even to the design of their keys, which they've made even sleeker than the Tesla ones, though a little bit less intuitive. Some of the features not as polished, such as Alexa or even the navigation, things a little less responsive on the software side. We saw the auto park, not yet at prime time. We don't yet have that cruise control or some of the autopilot features, though on a hardware side, folks, this vehicle is a work of art. It feels like it belongs in a museum. If somebody's looking for attention to detail, this is where you are spending money and getting your money's worth on the look, the feel, the comfort, the fit and finish, the details by the door trims, the stitching in the car, the different use of materials to really make you feel comfortable, and the space in the back. Really incredible vehicle. It's fast. It's got all the power you need. There's no reason you need to get the extra 0.3 of a second out of the Tesla. This is a phenomenal vehicle, and it carries the luxuries that a car of this caliber should, which unfortunately I do think that the Tesla Model S has really skimped out on some areas. Now we know the Tesla Model S was going for speed, so it doesn't have the door motors on doors to pull the door shut like this vehicle does. It doesn't have the self-presenting doors like the Model X does. It doesn't have the motor to open or close the front like the Lucid here does. And by far the biggest reason to potentially buy a Tesla over the Lucid, the self-driving. The autopilot is phenomenal. This video is obviously not a video about the Tesla autopilot, and eventually this is expected to have autopilot style features. But if that's not important to you, then hey, maybe the Tesla's not the right vehicle. If autopilot is, right now, seems like the winner is Tesla. But most importantly, if somebody is really looking for getting the most bang for their buck, the highest level of quality, and they want a head turner of a car, I think this car is absolutely a contender. You've got a head turning vehicle with quality that does not disappoint from the outside to the inside. Thanks for watching. If you found it helpful, consider sharing.
I actually really appreciated his review. He was a lot more complimentary than I thought he was going to be. And he also did bring up some fair points between why you'd want to own a Tesla versus a Lucid. And I do think since that review was made that the cruise control features that he mentioned weren't included are now included over a software update. There was three or four things that I wanted to talk about. One, he said he didn't like the redundancy, and one of the things he poked at was there's 3 different opportunities to open and close the charging port, and he said that helps with profit. With Tesla, they only have 1, and I don't really understand that 100% how that makes a difference with the profit margin, just having 3 different options. Maybe somebody could clarify that. He said the Alexa, and it's like a 20% Alexa, 80% like a third party, like it's not the real Alexa like you're expecting. The auto park feature, he said he normally really loves it. However, in the example they showed in his video, the auto park feature just didn't work in the video that he showed. So oh well, we can get, that's something that people can fix. But one of the things he said is that this was a work of art. So I was really surprised by his review. He was very fair. I feel he wasn't overcritical. He didn't talk about the company at all. He talked about the company very little, but mainly he focused on his review. So definitely go check out that 40-minute video if you want to. I just want to show you guys that summary. Now let's get to the rest of the business. Next, today you had Lucid down 4%. They are up 1% in the after hours. Today was just kind of the following of what we've been talking about this week, Russia and Ukraine, and the issues that they have going on between them. It kind of affects all of the economies around the world. You do have Tesla down 4% as well, so you can see that equal amount of pain. Tesla was up 1% as well, just like Lucid was in the after hours. So it was on this day 1 year ago, CCIV announced a merger with Lucid Motors. At this point, the anticipation value of postponed car deliveries, a lot of retail got burnt. I think it was super interesting that it has already been a year since all of that has happened, and what a ride it has been. Definitely been life-changing. Next, we talked about this yesterday. This is just another reason you guys want to subscribe, is because on a daily basis, we're talking about this stuff. This stuff is just now hitting the news outlets, that Lucid had about a 200 car recall on the part that was not Lucid's fault. It was the supplier's fault that the part was faulty or was installed incorrectly. But Lucid's taking the blame for it, and they're fixing it completely for free at no charge. So it's just another reason you guys want to subscribe, because I will get the fastest news to you out to you as possible. Next, you do have Lucid's Q4 earnings call on February 28th, 2022, which is also my birthday. So subscribe, because we will be going over it live. We'll be listening to the earnings call live with Peter Rawlinson and the whole gang. And next, the next thing that I did make was I made a little bit of a spreadsheet kind of tracking the quarterly deliveries, as well as the models that were delivered. And I also did something with Bears Workshop's flyover. So let's go and take a look at that spreadsheet. So here, as you can tell, I've outlined Q1, 2, 3, 4. I have also Q4 of 2021 and the full year of 2022. Obviously, we're expecting this 20,000 number, so we're going to see if this 20,000 number is still applicable. Expected 520 in Q4. The media in Wall Street's expecting about 200 deliveries for Q4, so we're going to see how accurate that is. And then I assume that all those 200 will be Grand Tourings. I mean, not Grand Tourings. All of those 200 will be Dream Editions. And then hopefully we can start to see some Grand Tourings in here, and we can start seeing some Tourings in here as well. But this will be able to track every quarter, but they don't report deliveries on a monthly basis like a lot of manufacturers do. So what I will be doing is, it's not 100%. This should not be taken as investing advice, but I went ahead and I'm also tracking Bears Workshop's flyovers. And you see an interesting pattern here. You see 130, 145, 130, 115, 73, 91. So you see a curve. I don't know if you call it a bell curve, what you would call it. Then they quickly pick it back up at 91, 96, 114, 20, 23, 28, 141. And then yesterday, actually 2 days ago, was the most we'd ever seen in the parking lot. So something that you want to take note of is 40 cars. There was a 40 car difference between 18 and 22. So we could have a big week ahead of us of deliveries. Hopefully we can start to get all those Dream Editions delivered before the earnings call. That would be great. Like I said, these numbers they're cool to see, but they don't really... They're cool to see, and it's cool to see the fact that they had 40 gone, and we have no idea which kind of cars these are or how many of them stayed or are missing. So it's an interesting number to see nonetheless. I think these numbers are going to be more important, and we can keep track of the models that they make and everything. And then I will also be adding revenue and all the good stuff in here once we get down to it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed the value I provide about Lucid on a daily basis, consider subscribing. And like always, we'll see you next time. Happy investing.